Good morning. Just want to finish up the video on the well. Didn't really explain a lot of it yesterday, but basically they brought the truck in, which was a little rough on the driveway. We just laid it in there, and they had to bring in these mats. I don't see one right here. Actually, they're plastic mats right here, and surprisingly, they let this giant truck come in here when it first couldn't get in. But they bring in the truck and they level it with these levels. So you can see the front wheels of the truck are off the ground literally, as they have this thing leveled out, and that lets them run straight into the ground. Otherwise they're obviously drilling at an angle, but they run one shaft in at a time, and once they get that down in there, then they ran in a casing plate and they pound it into the ground, and then they run the next rod in and drill it in. And from what it looks like, they have two different drilling rods, two different ends, and one is for just drilling it out, and one is for when they hit harder stuff. It seems like they switch it out and they pound through something that's really hard, and they switch it back out. But either way, they run 20 feet at a time to get down to where they want to be. And I guess he was saying he wants to get to the bedrock, and once he gets into the bedrock, that's pretty much where they stop. Once they get good water flow, and then they just take it all out. They run their tests on it, make sure they get enough flow on it. He said 10 gallons a minute's okay, but they really want to get up there. 30's a really, really good number, but 10's sufficient, I suppose. But at any rate, they have 10 or 20 at a time, run it down in there. It's very, very loud. It's very, very messy. And they have another truck they bring in that feeds them water to keep their bits from burning out, basically. And that keeps a continual flow. And then once they hit water, it just gushes out of the ground because it's all this pressure underground on top of the water. And as soon as they hit it, it just erupts out of the ground, and it's pretty cool. I've seen videos on it, and the guy said he never gets tired of it, even he's been doing all these years. So pretty neat. I'm a little concerned about them getting out because it rained again last night, so the ground is softer. I feel like our driveway's going to get smashed to smithereens, as well as
Yeah, they put like a 2-foot rut
now.
in the end of the
Yeah, they put a
driveway.
huge rut in the driveway. In fact, they bottomed this truck out
Yeah.
when they first backed up, because as soon as they got off the driveway, it just sunk down like 2 feet. So it bottomed the truck out. They got it back out because it's got two back axles. Luckily, they got it back out, put their mats down, and then drove in. And then they just left. When they were about 1 o'clock, they just left and said, "Well, we got to get some different casings because now we're down. I want to say we're right about 30 feet." And he said they need to get shorter runs of casing, like 3-foot sections, so they can run those in. And what they do is once they get one section of casing in, then they get the next one in place and they weld a collar in there to weld the two halves together, and then they pound that into the ground, and then they drill some more, and then they weld the next section in and they pound that into the ground because they want to have the casing all the way down to the bedrock. That way it doesn't backfill with stone over the years, because otherwise you end up with all this dirt and garbage coming in. So, and then he said once that's all done, they have to get down 3 feet and they run a hole in the side of it, and that's where your water pipe goes down. Most likely a PEX of some sort comes out at that 3-foot mark so it doesn't freeze, and then they run the electrical to a submersible pump, which when I asked them about it, I was trying to figure out how they run electric lines to a pump in the water, because it sits in the water. He said they heat shrink the ends of the wires so it doesn't get any water in there, and they leave that pump in there. It just stays in there forever or until it burns out. But and anyway, nice guys. They seem like they're doing a really good job there. Um, very noisy. I don't know what time they're going to be here. We just close in the morning, so. But that's the well for now. We'll see how it goes, but I'm sure we'll have water tomorrow. That'll be pretty exciting.
Today.
Yeah, today. Yes. But then it's going to take a while, because even from there, I want to expand. Make a addition here. And the nice thing is the addition will be just shy of the well, so we won't have to run. Originally, we thought we were going to have to run about 120 feet to the house, and then connect it into the back corner. And that would have cost some money, because we couldn't run around the front because the electric lines run right down the driveway. We had to go all the way around the cabin to this corner. And so now, even if I have to trench it, it's only going to be like 8 feet. And I will dig it by hand rather than pay for a backhoe to come in here. much as that's going to be a pain, I've redug the outhouse hole twice. I think I can handle it, and we did that in an hour. 4
Yeah.
feet down or so. Pretty big hole, so pretty familiar with the ground now. But at any rate, this is where the well is going to be. He's confident there's water in there. It was interesting to watch him witch the water. I don't know if it's really
That's why they
is a
call it
thing.
witching.
I know, right? I don't know if it's really a thing, but it seemed like he was just zip, zip. It's over here. It's over there. He just seemed to know right where it
Yeah.
was at. But interesting how they do that. Supposedly that's really a thing. But anyways, that's the thing for now. Love you, family. Bye.
Bye bye.